For the first time in history, robots are officially set to race alongside human athletes in a half marathon. That's right, China is making headlines again, this time by pushing the boundaries of humanoid robotics in ways we've never seen before. Over 20 companies are preparing their AI-powered bipedal robots to compete in this groundbreaking event, which will take place in April 2025 in Beijing's Economic Technological Development Area, also known as Beijing E-Town. More than 12,000 human runners will participate, alongside dozens of humanoid robots that are being specifically trained for this race. The goal isn't just to finish the race, it's to showcase how advanced and human-like these robots have become in their movements and speed. This isn't just a gimmick, it's a calculated move by China to solidify its leadership in the emerging humanoid robotics market. While Western companies like Tesla, Boston Dynamics, and Agility Robotics have focused on dexterity and practical use cases for robots, China is obsessed with speed and bipedal locomotion. They're determined to make robots that can move and even run just like us. And this race is their big stage to show the world how far they've come. Now let's break down what this race entails, who the key players are, and what these humanoid robots can actually do. China's fixation on robotic speed is unique. While other countries are focused on making robots that can perform tasks like assembly line work, caregiving, or household chores, China is doubling down on humanoids that can run like humans. Why? Because this kind of locomotion has huge implications, not just for athletics, but for how robots might move in real-world scenarios, from search and rescue missions to military applications. This half marathon will be a 21-kilometer or 13-mile test of endurance, speed, and engineering. To qualify, robots must meet strict criteria. They must have a human-like form factor and walk or run on two legs. No wheels or shortcuts are allowed. The idea is to simulate as closely as possible what a human runner would experience during a race. The location, Beijing E-Town, is already known as a hub for aviation, semiconductors, and high-tech industries. This area was chosen not just for its infrastructure, but because it represents the pinnacle of China's technological ambitions. And with prizes for the top 3 runners, human or robot, it's clear this isn't just a showcase, it's a competition. Let's talk about the stars of this experiment, the robots themselves. One of the likely participants is Tiangong, which China is calling the world's first fully electric running humanoid robot. Developed by the Beijing Humanoid Robot Innovation Center, X-Humanoid, Tiangong is designed to move as naturally as possible. Tiangong already has some race experience. In November 2024, it joined the Beijing E-Town Half Marathon as a closing pacer, running the last 100 meters of the race. Its average speed is 10 kilometers per hour, with a top speed of 12 kilometers per hour. At its current pace, it could complete a half marathon in about 2 hours and 6 minutes, which is on par with many recreational human runners. But Tiangong isn't the fastest. That title belongs to Star One, developed by the Beijing-based startup Robot Era. In late 2024, Star One dethroned Unitree Robotics H1 as the fastest bipedal humanoid in China. It can reach speeds of nearly 13 kilometers per hour, which means it could finish the half marathon in around 97 minutes. Faster than most humans, but still not quite at the elite level. Robot Era has been pulling out all the stops to prepare Star One for this race. They've even tested whether the robot runs faster with sneakers or barefoot. Fun fact, the sneakered version, despite starting late in one test, still beat another competing robot. That said, there's a catch. Star One can only run for about 34 minutes before its battery needs to be swapped out. So, during the race, engineers will have to change its battery mid-run. A logistical challenge, but one that's allowed under the rules. Other competitors include Unitree Robotics H1 and G1 models. While H1 was the fastest humanoid in early 2024, it's since been surpassed. Its top speed is around 12 kilometers per hour, but it's still a strong contender. The smaller G1, however, is more of a novelty at this point, with a speed of just 7.2 kilometers per hour, making it one of the slower entries. Now that we know the details of the race, let's take a step back and think about the bigger picture. This experiment isn't just about robots running alongside humans. It's a glimpse into the future of sports and technology. If humanoid robots can run a half marathon today, what will they be able to do in 5 or 10 years? Will they be competing in full marathons? Ultra marathons? Could we one day see robots competing in the Olympics, not just as a sideshow, but as actual athletes? There are so many possibilities to consider. For one, humanoid robots could redefine what it means to be an athlete. They don't experience fatigue the way humans do, but they do face other challenges, like battery life and mechanical wear and tear. It's fascinating to think about how engineers will have to strategize for these issues, just like human coaches strategize for their runners. And let's not forget the ethical questions. If robots become faster and more efficient than human athletes, will that diminish the value of human competition? Or could it enhance it by pushing us to new limits? There's also the question of accessibility. If robots can run marathons, could they also help disabled athletes participate in ways we've never imagined? There's also the entertainment factor. Imagine a future where humanoid robots compete in their own leagues, designed specifically for them. We could see high-tech versions of soccer, basketball, or even combat sports. The possibilities are endless and a little bit terrifying. That brings us to the big question. Will these robots actually be able to complete the race? Based on their current capabilities, it's likely that most of them will finish, though not without challenges. Battery swaps will be crucial, especially for faster models like Star 1 that consume a lot of power. The terrain will also be a factor. While the course is likely to be flat and paved, any unexpected obstacles could trip up these machines. And let's not forget about endurance. While robots don't get tired in the traditional sense, their motors and joints can overheat or wear down under prolonged use. Engineers will have to monitor their performance in real time and adjust as needed. It's worth noting that this race is as much a test for the engineers as it is for the robots. The teams behind these machines will have to prove that their designs can handle the rigors of a half marathon. Success here could open the door to even more ambitious challenges in the future. This half marathon in Beijing isn't just a race. It's a milestone in the evolution of robotics and artificial intelligence. It's a bold statement from China, showcasing its determination to lead the world in humanoid robotics. Whether or not these robots finish the race, they've already made history simply by being on the starting line. We'll be watching closely as this experiment unfolds in April 2025, and we'll be back with updates once the results are in. Until then, keep an eye on what's happening in the world of robotics, because the future is running toward us faster than ever. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are humanoid robots the future of sports, or are we taking this too far? If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories about the intersection of technology and humanity. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next one.